Good morning. Welcome to beautiful Pensacola Beach. We have swash lines, we have rack lines, we have these wash areas. There's our first one, a little bit of color. That's a calico scallop. We're just going to slowly walk the beach and enjoy a nice wintry day. A little wash area here. Look at here. I saw photos the other day, someone was picking those up. You don't want to do that. That's a man-o-war. Here's a little spot. Look for some tinies here. Well, good morning. I see someone checking in. If you want to say hi in the chat, let us know where you're viewing from. Here we are live on Pensacola Beach. Check these swash lines here. Looking for the keyhole. You find swash lines like this. Good area to look for sand dollars and flats. So I've been filming for a little bit. My shopping bag there. And I just mentioned about looking for the keyhole. Let me show you. Let's turn a little bit. See a couple more people joined. I am Beach Bum and Dad, and we are live on Pensacola Beach. Doing a little beach combing and enjoying some warm, wintry weather. So that's what I mean looking for the keyhole. When you're looking for sand dollars, don't always just look for the disc. And those are flat scallops. So those are a couple I found already. Look at that. Ain't she pretty? Alright, let's keep walking. Well, good morning, Snoozeroni. Haven't seen you around for a bit. But like I always say, seem to have pretty good connectivity here, so I was doing a little bit of filming, a little bit of shelling, a little bit of photography, and I thought, let's go live from Pensacola Beach, especially before it gets cold. It's supposed to be in the 30s soon, so that means wind and cold hands. There's another pretty scallop. A lot of people don't appreciate those, but I think they're pretty awesome. They're fairly common. They come in a variety of colors. Now, speaking of color, I saw that, but it's broken. That's a sunray. So when I find those pink and white scallops, sometimes you'll hear me say, well, there's a peppermint scallop. So I'm kind of walking back and forth here, enjoying the sunrise. It was pretty awesome this morning. The clouds rolled in, so we don't have a lot of color. There have been pelican splution bait balls jumping out in the water. All right, let me show you down here. But I haven't seen a dolphin yet. I can see that. Emerald Coast spiny jewel box. It's a little dinged up, so I'm gonna leave that one. There's a broken lettered olive. If I could find a spot just a little, okay, like right here, a little heavier, I could pause a little bit and look for some tiny shells. Let's see. Right here. I see several more people checking in. If you're new here, I'm Beachcombing Dad, and when I have good connectivity, which is usually on Pensacola Beach, I'll go live. All right, let's get a little closer and look. So if you want to say, hey, let us know where you're checking in from. Here's another peppermint scallop. Gotta move over a little bit. It would be pretty neat to find a tusk shell. Alright. I want y'all to look right there. I'm going to take my glasses off. Hopefully I don't kick them. Alright, let's get a little closer here. There's a coral frag. I am looking for tusk shells. T-U-S-K. I think they're pretty awesome. But you gotta get really close. And I'm on my elbows down here looking. If I could get me 2 or 3 camera operators, you know, those fancy different angles, you'd be like, yep, he's pretty close. So it's a little bittersweet. There are so many amazing shells down here. So the ones I can name, the dwarf olive, there's an urchin spine, dwarf olive, let's see, sometimes you find teeny tiny little sand dollars and flats, little jingles. There's a little slipper snail right over there. Sometimes you see little olives, but the tusk shells, I was looking to the left, weddle traps, that's what I'm looking for, and the dwarf olives. Usually when I get down here, I can at least pick out a dwarf olive. That's about standard size for a coquina. Good morning. As we're live streaming here from Pensacola Beach, there are always people popping in. So let us know where you're sipping coffee from. We've had people from the UK, Canada. I know I've seen South Africa. It's pretty amazing, the reach. So let me stand up, go over here. Turn back in. Look for my glasses. Alright. Not really what I'm looking for. Let me try this last spot. And then keep walking. Remember, always looking for the keyhole. Here I've been dragging around that little bittersweet. Alright. There's one more pocket. After I grab this Imperial here. Right here. That one's not as heavy. Yeah, I say that too sometimes. Oops! The other day I was shelling, and I went to put a sand dollar in the sandwich bag, and rolled down my arm, down the beach. I have no idea where it went, but I didn't see it. Did not find it. Alright, let's look here. Sure would be awesome to find a tusk shell. Alright, I'm gonna look over here to the right. I'll let you all check out the sun. Well, I don't see anything. Here's a tiny shell. I think that's a crassatella. That's a tiny one. They get a little bit bigger. I don't know, a couple inches in size. Check this little wash area here with the riffles. So good morning. A couple more people checking in. I am Beach Bum and Dad, and we are live streaming from beautiful Pensacola Beach. Enjoying some warm temps before the cold rolls in. Alright, this looks like another good spot. We're doing a little bit of micro shelling and a little bit of general beachcombing. Anytime I see a spot like this, I'm always intrigued. What is in there? Let me pan out, because sometimes when I'm walking, people will say, BBD, you went a little fast. So if I show you the horizon, it doesn't have the same effect. All right. Let's see. So we have mixed shells here. Boring turret. Jackknife. I'm pretty sure my dad already checked in. Oh, here we go. Here's a flat. Usually it goes something like, good morning, son. I know you're on the beach. There's a nice flat. And sometimes I'm like, Dad, I have to edit some of this. There's a pretty scallop. Last week or so, I've been doing some shelling midday, and that's been pretty awesome. Because again, during the winter, there aren't that many people on the beach, especially when you get one of those cool days. So that was an Imperial Venus. That one's a skipper snail. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not saying you find these crumbs like this. Oh, look at this. Lettered olive. That you find lots of tusk shells. But usually you can find at least one. Let's try this spot. Let's see another one that's kind of heavy. I can't believe. Well, I mean, I can't. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Right when I knelt down. I was going to say, can't believe that no one's out here. But then again, it's winter. Look at that. Now that's a dandy one. See that? So a lot of people are like, well, what are those from? That's just another one of our mollusks. Just like the olive. Or the flat. Look at that one. That's a dandy tusk. That's what we've been looking for. And right on top. Right on top. Alright. Well, thanks for checking in. Look at that. San Diego. That's what I was just saying. How awesome it is. Okay, let's see. Ooh, look at that. To live stream. People check in from all over. Yep, that's an awesome one. All right, hang on. Oh, there's a keyhole. Did one of you already see it? Right there. That might just be chipped. So a lot of people ask me how I get these tinies home and the sand dollars. I use a sandwich bag of the zip version. So I'm going to say it kind of goes something like this, but I don't know. All right, let me turn that back around. Okay. Maybe one of these days, I'll be able to hire like a camera crew, paparazzi to help me out here. I can't get this bag open. All right, here we go. All right, y'all keep your eye on that sand out of there. Okay, I'm checking to see if I got that tusk in there. There we go. Put that flat in there as well. And if you're new here, I'm Beach Mom and Dad, and we are live shelling on Pensacola Beach. We just found a beautiful tusk shell. We have people checking in from San Diego, Florida, and there we go. There's our first one. We keep paying attention, looking for the keyhole. Maybe we'll see another hidden one. All right, so spot. Let me stand up. Ugh. Getting old. This is the spot I want to check out. Look at this one. I mean, I want to check out all of them, but this one's a little heavier. All right. I keep looking back. If any of you have ever shelled like this, and you stop somewhere, you set something down on the beach, you turn to look, and there's a Fred. What's a Fred? A great blue heron. And like they go in people's fishing buckets and try to snag stuff. I don't want them to go over there and kind of pick up my classes. There's a little kitten's paw. I suppose I should collect that. My wife can use those in crafts. And if you haven't already given a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that. It helps YouTube know this is a video we should be promoting this morning. I've often wondered how many people are live streaming right now. And I know I'm the only Florida sheller that live streams. That was a slipper snail. Alright, so let me back up and stretch a little bit. This is the next spot we're going to check. So we had water here overnight. There's a little ledge, little mini cliff right there. We have a depression here and lots of crumbs right there. So let's get a little closer and see if we can find a tusk. A few minutes ago I was talking about some of the tinies you can find. That one's a little jingle. Just the, oh, here's a, now a lot of people that are new to beachcombing, I've seen people with handfuls of these. Oops, where'd it go? All right, y'all, where'd it go? Oh, here we go. You think those are shark's teeth. They're actually sand dollar doves. Okay, here's a little lettered olive. And I mentioned too, dwarf olives, just like the name says dwarf, they are a lot smaller than that. Okay, now I don't have my glasses on, so this is kind of suspect, but yep. See that? Now that's definitely not the keyhole. The keyhole is right there. There's a sand dollar. How's that? Now, if Indiana Jeff was here, I wonder if he would have gotten that one. He's become a sand dollar whisperer watching these videos. Alright, Snoozeroni. I know what raccoons can do, so I can't say have fun cleaning up. But yeah, they can make a mess, not only of one type, but also the damage. So thanks for checking in. Hope you have an awesome day. All right, here's that ledge. All right, let me get a little closer. So it seems a little bit more common. I was thinking about this the other day, that these microshell piles, they show up more in the winter. I mean, you know, I don't care, winter or summer, I'm going to be out here shelling whether it's 20 or 100. But they just seem to show up more in the winter. And while these are okay, sometimes they're really awesome, and you can just load up on the tusk shells. And then, if you're down here paying attention, which one time I wasn't. Last winter I found some Wennel traps. All right, let's check out this one here. Crafty Mama might want that one. I found some Wennel traps, and then there was an area with some, a lot of people call it coffee grounds. And it's just, okay, here's the spot we're getting into. There's got to be something in here. Let me check on my glasses. Okay, I can't tell. I don't have my glasses on, but I think someone's over there shelling. Anyway, it's not rice poop when you see all these little dark little granules. It's actually shrimp poop. And I had taken a photo of a spot, and it's a really good area for tinies when you see something like that, because you usually have crumbs like this. There's a flat, broken one. You'll have shell crumbs like this, and the tinies. All right, let me look here. And in the photo, someone zoomed in, and there was a rental trap right on top. Couldn't believe that. So I know the longer I live stream, we'll get people checking in from all over the place. Here's a rough scallop out there. So if you'd like to say good morning, let us know where you're from. That'd be pretty awesome. Because we are live streaming from Pensacola Beach. It might be 60. It was 58 when we got here. The sunrise is pretty awesome, and then it clouded over. So I don't think it's going to get much warmer. Okay. I'm going to stand up and stretch. I think I should probably go back and get my shell bag. But here, you can see how the water flowed here. Always a good spot to check for sand dollars. Let's go see if we can see a keyhole. Yep, there we go. There we go. See it? I haven't said it. Sand dollar make you holla. That's our best one so far. Oh, here's a tusk. Let me turn right out in the open, right here. See if I can get these sand dollars in here. There's the tusk. So that's number 2. Sand dollar dove. I guess since we're down here, let's give a look-see. So as I meet people, I always wonder, where they're checking in from, if they're just enjoying the view or they're active shellers. Now, if you have obsessive compulsive shelling disorder, you've already heard me say, okay, I'm going to go back and get, I'm going to check, I'm going to go back and get. You keep looking ahead, and it's always, all right, let's go up ahead. Okay, go up ahead just a little bit more. Always just one more spot. If that's you, comment down below and let me know if you're always looking for just one more. I made several videos like that. I make them all the time. It's like I get a text, all right, are you coming home? You got to do this, you got to do that. And I'm like, I'm just looking for just one more. Okay, here's a seraph, and that's not a dwarf olive. It's normal lettered olive, just a tiny one. Dwarf olives are really small. Let's get down here and look. This is pretty good as far as the tinies go. Kind of surprised we haven't seen a dwarf olive yet. All right, check one more spot. One more spot, and then go back. We keep going forward. Looking for a keyhole here. I don't see anything, but let's look through here. course, as we get over here, we'll crawl around and look. And just turn. Set our bag down. Alright, let's look. Looking for a keyhole. Looking for a tusk. I heard the shell bag move, so I went and put some sand on it. Nothing. Move over here. Two tusks so far. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Okay. Now here's one I haven't seen in a long time. And I don't mean that lettered olive. But there is a dusky cone right at the tip. See that? That's pretty awesome. There we go. And we'll add that lettered olive. Collected a dusky cone in a while. Maybe try this spot here. That dusky and that olive in there. Alright, let's crawl through here. That one's a crassatella. Well, I don't see anything over to the left here. Y'all see anything? Let's move a little bit. I see urchin spines and that's it. Purple coquina over here. Let me show you. Right there. I know people when they do normal conventional like office or studio live streams, they have all kinds of different angles. There's a little paw. Kind of hard to do out here. I know this is my office, but I'd have to have connectivity, power, and cameras set up, and I'm moving all the time, so that wouldn't really work. Okay, let's look over here. So if you're just waking up, let us all know where you're checking in from, where you're sipping coffee from. We're live on Pensacola Beach. I'm Beach Bum and Dad, and when I have the chance, when I have connectivity, and the conditions are good, and I consider today a good day, I'll go live. I was filming and then I'm like, you know what? I think I need to go live. I haven't been live in quite a while. Let's go higher up here. Let's see what's in here. It's a bittersweet. In the last 6 months, I've been live from the 10,000 Islands. I don't think I went live on Marco. I went live on Sanibel. Oh, look at that. Yep. There's a tusk. And a dove. Live from Pensacola Beach. On the Panhandle, it seems Pensacola Beach has the best connectivity, so whenever I'm here and things are good like today, it's not that windy. Shelling's fairly decent. And as far as the tinies and the micros go, pretty good. Well, good morning, Jamie. Thanks for checking in. Checking in from Nashville. And yes, I hope you have an awesome time there. There's a little bittersweet. All right, let's look in here. It's not often, and I can say I don't recall ever seeing anyone crawling around like this. So if you're ever on the beach and you see someone crawling around, chances are that's Beach Bum and Dad. Pretty scallop. There's another one. It's amazing. I mean, sometimes I do walk through here, but in the last month or so, I have really been concentrating on the tinies, the micros, and it's been pretty awesome. I had one suspect shell. It was definitely a micro that looked like a Wennel trap, and I sent the photo to a friend, and she's like, I don't know, it looks like a Wennel trap to me. But I don't know. It seemed like it was a different species than the normal ones we always see. Well, all right, there we go again. Just one more spot. Look here. Then I'll let you all enjoy the Gulf. I'm gonna walk over here. All right, let's get down here and look. There's Imperial Venus. And since we're live, if you have a friend that loves the beach and loves shelling, could invite them over, send that link and say, hey, look at this guy crawling around on the beach. He's over on Pensacola Beach micro shelling. Well, see that? Kind of looks like a little stick. Sea urchin spine. Well, looks like I lost that tusk. All right. Let's go for a little walk. You'll enjoy the sunrise in the Gulf. Whew. We've been crawling around these micro shells. Let's see, 40 minutes so far. And we've gone about, wow, I don't know, 7,500 yards. tell where I was crawling around. Let's peek one more time. Just a peppermint scallop here. And Imperial Venus. Let's get a little closer. Well, thank you, Jamie, for those kind words. Really appreciate that. I know sometimes people will say, I can't make it there, and you know, whether that's an injury or something, I know what they're saying. And I always say, as long as I can, as long as I am able, because that was one of the things when we moved to Florida. I was like, you know what? Because we were watching videos. We were watching videos showing the kids, this is where we would like to move. And they were like, well, that looks pretty awesome. And I said, you know, I want to make videos like that to encourage people to go out on a limb. Maybe move 1,200 miles just for shells. There's not a crassatella. Or just, you know, try something different. Some people say buy that beach home. Well, I didn't buy a beach home. I just moved close to the beach. There's a little coquina. So as long as I am healthy and able, I'll be out here bringing these adventures to the world. Some pretty nice scallops in here. That one, and of course the one I set down, that one's pretty cool. And a little Imperial Venus. So we're getting closer, almost to my shell bag and my glasses. Let's check here. Let me move over. Doesn't look like I was digging around in here. Sure enough, there's a big old jewel box. I didn't see that one. That's a broken spiny jewel box. Alright, let's look down here. So we have found several tusk shells, but no dwarf olives. Pretty peppermint scallop. So if you're new here and you haven't checked in, oh, look at here, right over there, lettered olive. Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from, because it's always awesome to hear from people all over the world. That one's a slipper snail. A few minutes ago we found a little dusky shell, and I saw that. That's a piece of one. Alright, my hand's getting full. Wait a minute. There we go. Almost missed it. See it? Right next to the sand dollar. There's another dusk. Another dusky cone. If you have never tried micro shelling, I mean, years ago, the first time I did this, I just was like prone on the beach. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The colors, the patterns, just everything that's down here. It was amazing. And that was before I knew about the tusk shells. I hadn't found one then. introduced to them. But then I started keying in on them, especially when I see spots like this. Is that one? Let me go look. Yep. It's not as good as the other ones we found. That's a pretty big one. Right there. Sometimes you come across these shell piles like this, and there are just all kinds of tusk shells. It's pretty awesome. Alright, not gonna stop again. Definitely gonna grab the shell bags. I'm looking away. Not even looking at all those micros. Okay, I looked. Let me back up. Let's try right here quick. And of course, if you don't see anything from a couple feet away, just get down in there and look. No one around. If there's no one around when it's 58, 60, just wait for a couple days when it's in the 30s. North wind 10 to 20. I'll be out here. On those days, gotta have the long johns and some mittens. Here's a good spot. That little ledge right there. Looks like we didn't crawl around in there. We did there though. And then of course, looks like this spot we did. Gonna set all that there. This is when it gets fun, when you don't have crew. Trying to pick everything up. Well, grab another bag. Well, Martin, I see a notification there that says today is Martin's birthday. So I imagine you're not watching because I know you're not a sheller. These in here. I think that dusky went in there. Grab that little Imperial there in a minute. Alright, tusk. Alright, the tusk fell in. Let's grab this. Now I know if I go that way, the shells are heavier. If I go this way, it seems like we have more micros. So let me walk this way a little bit. I can see a flag. I don't think they've switched it yet. Yellow flag with purple. So yellow is moderate danger. Well, let me back up because I need this one. Pennsylvania leucine, moderate danger, and then purple is dangerous sea life. And I'm guessing that's for jellyfish. So I haven't heard anyone talking about anything other than jellyfish recently. Slow down here and look. Alright, so I think we had made it this far because I had marked this spot. And there's the bag that we had here. Oh, look at that. There's an auger. We can use that in our Etsy shop. That's common auger. Alright. Let's go down a little bit. Let's see if we can find a nice little pocket for some microshelling. I'll enjoy the water, and I'm gonna scout this out. And we crawled around in this spot. No, that spot doesn't look like it has enough. Nope. And I should maybe not say nope as often as I am, because that first tusk shell we found right on top. Good morning, Gail. Yes, beautiful morning. The other day I went out, I don't know, I guess that was a couple days ago in the afternoon. I think I got a little burnt. It sure seemed like it was knocking on 80. 80, calm. What's this over here? 80, calm, and not a cloud in the sky. Alright, so here's a... Oh, that one's broke. I just saw the form of it. That was a prickly cockle. Alright, we're going to look up in here. Looks like there are a couple pretty good spots up ahead. I'm trying to walk slow, but I want to get over here. Alright, here's a spot. It's not as heavy as I would like. However, this one looks a little bit better. A little water flow through here. And here we go. Let's look right along this edge. I'm going to put some sand down here so it doesn't blow away. Set my glasses down. Alright, let's look. So if you're new here, so far we found one really nice tusk shell, some sand dollars, and one was hidden, you could barely see the keyhole, 2 dusky cones, and those are the first ones I've found in months. But I'm primarily looking for tusk shells. And then, if one should just happen to cross our path, a winnow trap would be pretty awesome too. Let's get a little closer. Huh. nothing really there. That's interesting. All right, but we have this wash line here. And the crumbs are kind of decent. Let's get a little closer and look. We are knocking on an hour. And if you just happen to join us, and oh, look at here. There's a little Crassatella. I'm Beach Bum and Dad. I shell all across Florida. And every once in a while, when the conditions are right and I have good connectivity, which is usually Pensacola Beach, I will go live. And that's where we are today. Pensacola Beach, Florida. Let's look here. It's a broken olive. So a sheller went by, and I'm pretty sure, you know, when people see me down here crawling around, they're like, what in the world is that guy looking for? What is he doing? The world of microshells is so awesome. Like, oh, look at that. Oh, here, I thought that was Imperial Venus, like this one, right? Right there. I have no idea what that is. There's one, and I don't know if I've seen it today, but it looks like a snowflake. It is so cool looking. And the sheller's just been walking right there along the edge. And there are a couple pockets here and there, but they're not a ton, like some days we have in the winter. We haven't had any weather recently. It's been pretty calm. Once we get at least 5 footers for a couple days, that's when you get the shells piling up. Right there at the break. Okay, we tried there. And if you have a friend who loves the beach and loves shelling, you know, invite him or her over. Say, hey, we got a live stream going on Pensacola Beach. It's 20 degrees and there are 2 feet of snow outside. Let's go for our virtual getaway. Nothing here. I see a good spot to my right. I'm gonna go check over there. Alright, let me turn. And if you're wondering what kind of gear to wear during the winter, well, today, that's broken bittersweet. During the winter, I almost always wear boots. Waterproof boots, because the water's in the 60s. And on those days when it's, you know, 20s or 30s, you don't want to get wet. Your shelling will be cut pretty short. A lot of people probably laugh. Long underwear. If it's one of those really chilly, windy days, of course you want to put long underwear on. Here's a slipper snail. Just makes it more enjoyable to be out. Pennsylvania leucine. I mean, here's a calico clam. If there was frost on the pumpkin, when I lived in the Midwest, that was usually a day for... Let me stop here and show you this one. It's Common Jingle. That was a day for wearing long underwear. And people are like, it doesn't get cold in Florida. Well, my pipes froze here. They never froze in the Midwest, but we had a pretty chilly winter a few years back, and our pipes froze. And then I think last winter we had a couple cold days. Some of our bushes died off. A mechanical scallop. Alright, let's look in here. Sometimes you see these footy prints or depression in the sand, and the shells accumulate in there. Go in there and look around. Oh, here we go. Here's the one. Can you see it? Let me get you over there. Might not show up. But there's one. And I'll point it out. They look like little snowflakes. I have no idea what they are. They're pretty cool looking. And most of your shell books, they don't get down in the sand like this. They show you a lot of the common shells and some of the exotics. That one's not an exotic. The scallop's pretty cool. Well, if you look around, I don't know. Since I don't have my glasses on, I see a couple people, but I don't think they're shelling. And that sheller is, I don't know, about a half mile away. While we're walking, you can always peek for dolphins. A lot of times you don't see them in the winter, but I saw some, let me think, 2 days ago. Alright, there's some crumbs here, but I see 2 spots over here I want to check out. Turn a little bit. Let's look here. Pretty little scallop. And someone walked through here. I don't know if the person, kicked the shells around or just happened to shuffle their feet. Sand dollar dove. But there could have been a tusk in here. I hope this winter we can find a tusk. A couple weeks ago I found a pretty good micro pile. Alright, let's check in here. Yeah, this is a pretty good spot. I'm trying to recall if both of the last winter, if the winnow traps that I found, now the one was right on top of some shrimp poop, but I think the other two, they were in a spot where there were both tusks and dwarf olives. We haven't seen any dwarf olives today, but a small handful of tusk shells. So you can see I am definitely crawling around. And if I turn this around quick, all right, me, you can keep shelling with us, and I'll try to be quiet. I don't want your boss to come. All right, let me turn this around. So, see, crawling around, looking for micro shells. All right, let me switch it back. calico clam. Look at here. Now I think these are pretty cool. Now our spiny jewel boxes aren't as spiny. Okay, I'm reading that comment. Our spiny jewel boxes aren't as spiny as the ones in Southwest Florida, but those tiny ones are pretty cool. That's right. That's how you don't get caught at work watching shelling videos. Have the earbuds in. I had mentioned a few moments ago about if this was a conventional studio, I could, let me look here. I could have different camera angles. But that would take a bunch of equipment. So, you know, when I look around, see the dunes but I can't put up any text, no maps, no names, just us shelling here. All right, let's check this spot. So a lot of people ask, oh, look at this. I was kneeling here and I missed that flat. I missed that flat. We'll just leave that jingle. That's a pretty flat. How do I determine where I'm going shelling? So, Pensacola Beach, let's just start there. Both Pensacola and Navarre have lots of access points. And the magic isn't in the access point, it's in your effort. So like here, looking for winnow traps and tusk shells, you gotta be willing to crawl around. And when I park somewhere, a lot of times I just keep walking. So for those of you that have seen my other videos, let's see if this is a whole one. That's a bittersweet. I mean, there have been days I've walked 10 miles and, you know, driven 100 miles. You just gotta find a spot, go out there and scout. If you're not seeing anything, it's okay. Move down a mile or, you know, wherever the next beach access is. Go out to the access, grab your binoculars, look around. If you don't see anything, keep moving. All in the effort. All right, there you go, me. Isn't that awesome? If you had been here earlier, whew, that sunrise was just rocking. We get these winter sunrises and the oranges, the yellows. These are my shell bags. When I am shelling for the micros, I always put them in these Ziploc bags. And people ask, how do I get the sand hours home? Same thing. Put them in a zip sandwich bag. So you have several sand hours, some flats. I'll grab my glasses here. And I don't know. I want to keep micro shelling. And we're kind of in a stretch here. Wow, okay, so those, I have no idea where those people went. I saw a couple, and it looked like maybe an adult and a child. They're probably just playing along the water's edge. There is no one shelling today. I think there were some footy prints when I got here, and one sheller. Actually, I think I've seen two shellers. They came by. Both of them had a little scoop, a little hand scoop. And as y'all are enjoying the Gulf, I'm looking down. Okay, all these spots I've already knelt in. Let's go a little bit farther down. And I don't know. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Now there's a chip out of it. But right in between, and I don't know, this person could, right here. See the keyhole? This person could have been walking fast, or I don't know. It's kind of a pretty good stride there. Oh, I see there's an auger over there too. Look at that. Sand dollar make you holla. Saw the keyhole. Apparently that person didn't. And maybe they weren't shelling. Could have just been, oh, look at this. Let me turn a little bit. And that's not the auger I was talking about, but right next to the shell bag, there's an auger. Well, here. A lot of people ask, Beachcombing Dad, what do you do with all these shells? Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's a flat. Oops. And a dandy one at that. What do you do with all these shells? We have a very active Etsy shop. Coastal inspired for you. I do a lot of the collecting and cleaning the shells. Then Crafty Mama, I always say she glues it. Oh, there's another nice flat over there. Right, I think right there it is. But let me grab this auger. Look at that color. It's a little chipped, but she'll use that because she's always like, bring me more flats. Anyway, we have lots of shell crafts and lots of coastal decor, whether it's for your Midwest home, or I know my sister-in-law, she has a little room dedicated to the beach, and when we go visit, that's where everyone sleeps. But that's her little beach away from beach. Now here's a kind of a cool looking spot that made me stop. In this winter, the big thing in the shop has been sea glass soap and candles. As a matter of fact, so when it comes to these crafts, Crafty Mama is the creative there. I mean, you know, we talk a lot about things, but I collect the shells, clean them, sort them, provide them. She gives me shopping lists of what she wants, and I go find them. I go shell shopping for her. See, I got distracted. Okay, I found the spot. But I think the biggest thing in the store this winter has been candles. I mean, they're not, let's go check out here. They're not necessarily Christmas candles, you know, green or red or, you know, colors like that. No snowflakes on them. But they have just been flying out the door. And we have been shipping the candles like all over the place. I do a little bit of the initial work for her on the candles, but she does the creative design as far as resin shells, or I should say resin candles with shells embedded. Those are pretty cool. But the shop was actually named, I always say it like this, and she hasn't corrected me recently, top container candle maker. So that's been pretty awesome. The house always smells fresh with all the candles. The kitchen, basically, we work out of our homes, or our home. We just built a pretty nice shed I love taking our grandson out there and locking the door, and then the guys hang out there. But I have a little corner for my computer. The desk is all covered in shells. I do my writing for magazines there, and my photo and video editing. And then, oh, there's a nice flat, but it's broken. And then, basically, the rest of the kitchen is covered with seashell crafts. All right, so I'm looking. So yeah, regarding flats, we have in the Panhandle the Ravenel flat. Fairly common. I'm not saying if you came and visited one day, you'd find a bunch. But if you were here for a week and you were out shelling for several hours every day, you should find at least a couple. However, when it's game on, oh man. I mean, one weekend I took a person shelling, and a few minutes ago I had made the comment about, a lot of people, where do I go? It's not about where, it's how. Oh, there's another broken flat. And I was showing her, look for spots, shapes, colors, get that muscle memory. Just like when you train for a marathon. Now I know there have been times people just out of the blue, on a whim, would run a marathon, but when I was running marathons, I trained. And when you get your body tuned for that, I mean, the one time I ran, I don't know if it was 2 marathons in a week, or I don't know what it was, 8 days or 10 days, something like that, because I was in a running club, and the entry level was like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 marathons a month, or 2 in a week, or something like that. That was the Marathon Maniacs. Maybe I need to start the Shelling Maniacs, and okay, it's all right. We're gonna turn around. And we're gonna go back. It's really fizzling out here. All right, so look at a raise. Let's see if I can zoom. See him? Oh, they heard us. See him? Right there. Well, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen any rays in weeks. There we go. I think I want it right there. All right, we're gonna turn around because there are more shells this way. So I see. I sure hope you're getting some work done, Emmy. Well, I actually hope you're enjoying being here more than work. This is pretty awesome that this technology exists where, whatever you like gardening, bird watching. I mean, there are live streams out there for you. But today, this live stream is, it's getting a little cool. Like I said earlier, the weather's changing, and I don't think it's going to warm up much more than it is right now. 60s, and then we're going to have high in the 50s, and I don't know if we're going to have highs in the 40s, but we're going to have frost here either tonight or tomorrow, and for several days. So that is going to be awesome for shelling. And if no one's out here now, well, I'll be here. I don't know if we can live stream that. I might be really shell shopping. All right, so what do we have there? Emmy was talking about on how to find them. Yes, you got to learn where they are, why they're there, when. It's not always just, I've made videos on, a lot of people say low tide, low tide, low tide. Well, in the last week, I've been going on incoming tides. Like today, I don't even know when low tide is, but low tide isn't affecting us today because the overnight tide, let me back up, brought all the shells in. We have a flat beach here, and I love shelling flat beaches. And then out there, there's a little lip, and it's angled. Not much going on out there. So if tide goes out a little bit more, it's just going to be, you know, exposed sand. You gotta, up here in the panhandle, you gotta have the surfing and then the shells. Down south, yes, low tide can be awesome. All right, and then ME, I love it. Y'alls, all y'alls, because we got the kids involved too. That's kind of like, you know, hold them, here, take this glue and put those shells on there. Coastal inspired for the number, not FOR. Coastal inspired for you. And if that doesn't work, I mean, I don't, you know, when we search it, it always comes up. I don't think there's anyone else coastal inspired for you. But you can go to my channel, and it's in the description of all long form videos. The link is there. And let's see, where else? She also has Coastal Inspired for You on Facebook and on Beachcombing Dad on Facebook. I think, well, you can find some of the, I don't have the link there because I have some of my online shops there, art, photography, and merch. But yeah, that's where you can go shop and find some awesome. I'm so glad you're sneaking some. Well, it is the end of the year. I don't know about your office, but I'm back up. This is my office. And just like most everyone's office across the U.S., no one. All right, that one's a little far down. Let's see that white spot. That's Lady Lucy. I probably should stop here at these spots and snoop around because some of you that are new and checking in, you haven't seen a tusk shell. Every time I post them, people are like, "Where do those come from?" It's just another shell. You know, you can find the state shell, the horse conch. They can get like this big. I only have one hand, but you know, foot, 20 inches. The tusk shell and a micro shell. You know, they're pretty hard to see. No, oh look at this. There's a lettered olive. No one's used to seeing them. So it's always a surprise when I'm shelling. I find them and people are like, "What in the world?" Well, Emmy, I would say blessed beyond measure. Very fortunate to be able to work out here, take photos, edit videos, and then of course give Crafty Mama bags and bags of shells. There we go. Calico clam. Bags and bags of shells to make stuff with. So in the last week, talking about crafts, it's kind of interesting. Over the last year, I think resin is pretty awesome. All right, let's slow down here. But she never liked it. And every once in a while, I would catch her and like, "What are you doing?" Just, you know, just kind of putzing around with it. All right. Get that to hold that in place. There's a little bittersweet right there. And the next thing you know, she starts making resin crafts. And in the past week, she's been kind of experimenting, but she came up with a couple different coasters, and I think they're pretty neat. All right, let's look for a tusk. The one is a clear coaster, and I think there's a little broken teeny one. And I don't recall if the clear one. I think there are shells in it, but she has a wooden one that I don't know if it's an octagon, but the coaster kind of has a little trough, if you will, in the middle, and she has a little starfish in there, and I don't know. I think there's some sand and some micros. So that's the thing. Every once in a while, and she hasn't said recently, but I'll be like, all right, here's some micros, rinse them up, and then she'll use them. I think they're pretty awesome. Let's look right here, because I don't see our footprints here. We're looking for the keyhole. We've been fortunate to find several sand otters. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Whoa. That's a whopper. That's a nice looking Imperial Venus clam. I don't think I've ever found a pair, but that's a good one. When you get some, a little bit darker browns in there. We actually found one a few minutes ago. It was just like that. Well, I shouldn't say a few minutes. We're going on an hour and a half here, and wow. Okay, so I turn to look, and the sheller that had the little scooper, she's gone. Yep. No one's here. Let me show you some of the heavier shells farther down. And maybe there are some crumbs over there we can do some micro shelling. Let me walk for a little bit. Watch for birds and dolphins. I should probably peek and see if there are any more rays going by. I don't see any. And I'll show you some of the heavier rack lines farther down. What do y'all think of the color of the water? Let me get over there. Pretty awesome. And if you had a sand dipper, look at here. And look at right there at the ledge. You can see some down there. Now, yes, I have boots on, but I can guarantee you that's over my boots. Alright, let's go back up. Let me turn a little bit, just in case that wind's a little loud. I've often wondered, because I know people have live streams or make videos of a time lapse or just live from the beach. Well, I often thought, well, what if I just set the camera down that's live? People can watch the waves rolling in, watch the birds fly by or the dolphins jumping. But I've never had anyone request that. So I haven't yet. But I've done, I don't know, I might be up to a dozen live streams. At least, I don't know, 8 I think. A few months ago when we were in Southwest Florida, I was live on Pensacola or sorry, Sanibel Island, and twice, let's see, once, twice, maybe 3 times in the 10,000 Islands. That's pretty awesome. That one was a little difficult. The connectivity was poor. Sanibel was okay. In the 10,000 Islands, and people were talking about that because I know some people will watch on the big screen. And when oh, look at this. I'm gonna set the shell bags down, but there's a bay scallop right in the middle. You see the keyhole? Do you see the white? Okay, hang on. Where do I have my hand yet? Oh yeah, all right. Put those in a pocket. There's a sand dollar. Right there. Ain't she pretty? Well, since we're down here, looking for a tusk. That's that bay scallop I mentioned. So I don't know if anyone has been here for the full live stream. I don't think we talked about this, but I've talked about this several times because to me it's very interesting. It's a good area to shell. When you're on the beach and you see a spot like this, little, not a trough, but there's a little V here where the water came in. I just saw some fish jumping right here. They're always good areas to walk through and then turn and see where they went, because they bring shells higher up. So let's look one more time. So where I was going, shell bags. A lot of my videos I'll make, sometimes they're true tutorials, and there'll be a half a dozen tips or tricks in there. I think I have maybe 3 or 4 full-length videos on how to find sand dollars. And get that one in the bag. Good morning, Miss Angela. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So when I was answering Emmy about, I think unless you're on a beach, especially in Southwest Florida, after a storm, you can just literally walk and there are shells galore. Otherwise, patterns, like that little wash area I showed you. Here's another one right back there. And look along the edge there, look in the crumbs, and then look in the riffles. And there's a fella, he knows Indiana Jeff, he goes by. I assume it's Jeff, and I assume he's from Indiana. Anyway, he's commented in the last week about how helpful those tips have been, because suddenly he's become a sand dollar whisperer. And so many people will say, I can't find them, I've never found one. I'm not saying you just come on a vacation and find them, unless it's a really good day. But no matter where you are, when you're out, if you just take a little bit of time and look around, you can find some sand dollars. I don't know if that's the same one as before, but I saw someone the other day picking up the man-o-wars, and that's a no-no. Don't pick up the man-o-wars. Well, I was looking over here on the left, and y'all are looking over here, so let me go check it out with you. So Miss Angela that just checked in, unless she's been watching and just checked in. I've been shopping for Crafty Mama. Lots of scallops, lots of peppermint scallops. We found some tusk shells. That was pretty awesome. The best one was right on top. Haven't found a winnow trap yet, nor a dwarf olive. Found maybe half a dozen sand dollars, tusks, and been having a great time. The weather is just beautiful. Fixing to get cold today or tomorrow though. And we've been just slowly taking you all a little bit farther down the beach because the shells are heavier down here. And I thought that might be kind of interesting for you to poke through. I heard that little siren. Whoop. It'd be like, you shell too much. I don't think there is such a thing. Okay, here, I didn't see that one before. There's a mermaid's purse. That is the first one I have seen in months, I tell ya. Okay, I can tell I have it melt down here. Let's look quick. I don't see anything. Keep going. The shells will be getting a little heavier soon. And like that one sand dollar, that was right in a spot no one had walked. Found that one. Found that flat. Yeah, it's a pretty nice flat in that one spot where the person had that really wide stride. Alright, we're getting closer. Let me show you this spot. Shells are a little heavier in here. Flat. Kind of cool to find a shark eye. Haven't found one yet. I haven't seen a lightning bug in several days. There's a slipper snail. Sweet. Alright, here's another wash area. Walk further out and look here. So all of this here, and then it comes in right here. I'll back up and show you. See, it kind of comes up right here. I just smelled something. Alright, I'm going to turn. At least a half an hour ago, I made a comment about the number of flies I've been seeing. And here we go. Alright. There's a man-o-war. I see another one. Let's go look for a purple sea snail. Yeah, not sea snail. Let's go up here. Here's one. A couple years ago, the man-o-wars were just washing in, and it was something I didn't see before, and I haven't seen since. Purple sea snails all over the place. And this is where I was finding them, higher up. Huh. You don't always find them. Last winter, I only found one. And it was here. It was on Pensacola Beach. And it was sitting there just right on the water's edge. There's a barnacle. I don't know. Well, maybe one more spot over here. See if we can find a sea snail there. And that day, it was like, once I keyed in on them, they were in the footprints, in the depressions, in the debris. And it was just like this. This would be a good spot to find one. Pick up this bottle cap. I don't know what that is. Yuck. A little cigarette butt. Pick that up. Well, gotta try. There's a little tip for you. When you start seeing the man-o-wars, look around. You might find the purple snails not too far off. The gulls over there, here they come again. All those crazy shellers. And let's look in here. I see an olive. Let's see if it's whole. Yep. There's a cute little bittersweet. We'll put that in there. Because again, some of the crafts we make are small. And she asks for the tiny shells once in a while. So like I said, Emmy, it probably lasted a couple days. I was only there the one day, and Crafty Mama called and said, "Are you coming back?" I don't even remember why she asked what was going on. And I said, "You aren't going to believe what I just found." And literally, there were just dozens upon dozens of purple snails. I saw something out there way out on the horizon, but it hasn't moved, so it's got to be a pelican. And I told her, I said, let me just keep filming for a little bit. That was pretty awesome. I have those in the shell cabinet, or as I lovingly call, the museum at home. Let's look here. It's kind of funny because the first purple snail I had ever seen came from, I'm talking, in person, came from Pensacola Beach. There was a couple on the east side. It was winter, and he was scooping, and she was on a chair, so she was like sorting the shells, and we were visiting with them. I think they had moved here from New Jersey or something. Shell, at least that's the story they gave. And they scooped, and I saw that, and I was just like, what is that? What is that? And I stared at it and thought, that's pretty amazing, pretty awesome. And in the back of my mind, and over the years, all these shelling groups on Facebook, people posting their shell hauls, I'd always see them and think, man, that's pretty cool. One of these days, because it's like even the Genonia, one of these days, if you keep walking and keep looking and you go during the right times, that Genonia will pop out for you. This is another good spot for a sand dollar. I should probably check and see how much battery I have. Oh, we're good. We're good for a little bit. All right, there's a heavier spot up here. Let me show you something pretty cool. So again, here's a nice flat spot to look for sand dollars, and then kind of cool. You can see the water had washed through here and actually kind of wrapped around here. shark eye. And then I'm gonna have to set I have 3 sandwich bags and a nylon. I guess it's nylon, I don't know. Set that down. And I should mention, if you're looking for some pretty awesome shell bags, you go to one of my long form videos, and I have links in there for some pretty good shell bags, the ones I use. Alright, so this I was talking about, a little heavier here. And sometimes you can see, these sand dollar chunks down at the water's edge. And when you start seeing that, these larger chunks, slow down, start looking around, and if you have a little wash area like that, follow them and go higher up. Scallops, scallops, scallops. Calico scallop. That would be pretty cool. I mean, finding sand dollars during a live stream, that's pretty awesome. But to find, let's see what this is. Oh, I saw this color. I think that's a piece of a barnacle. And the flats. For a lot of people, flats are on their bucket list. But to find a sundial. Now, the other day I found a really awesome one. It was pretty big. And the surf was just kind of rolling a little bit. Actually, it was incoming. It was incoming tide. And I was like, all right, stay there. Because I wanted to go film something next to me. I don't know, I saw a sand or something. And I went back and it had moved. The surf came up and pushed that sundial. And I was like, see, that's why you film it right then. Gotta film it when you see it. But I thought it was calm enough. It was a flat like this, but the surf was coming up over it. So it moved, and then I went back to the spot. I looked, and it was just a couple feet away. But sometimes, under those circumstances or in that situation, not only could they get pushed up and around or pulled back out into the Gulf, just get a little bit of sand covering them. All right. There's a bittersweet. This one looks, yeah, that's a crassatella. That one's broken. There's a little Imperial Venus. Another Imperial Venus. Those are always on. I just basically have a shopping list of shells I always have to collect. Imperial Venus clams, Pennsylvania leucine, little augers and turrets. Looking to the right. Olives. Oh, here we go. A little bit. And I was looking. And flats. Those are mainstays for a lot of our projects. An hour 50. That is something else. There's some nice coloring here. Imperial Venus. Let's turn a little bit. Calico, or as I like to call them, peppermint scallop. So this is, I can back up and show you. This is how high the overnight tide was right here. way over here. That's the one area I pointed out. And the water came up like this. Let's go check this little spot here. Just kind of hoping. I haven't seen an albino flat in a while. I have several, but it'd be nice to find one. It's been a while. Or an orange one. Let's look back through, just in case. Be the first time I miss something. Oh, look at here. Look at the colors on that. It's a cool looking spiny jewel box. And she likes those as well. I always tell her if they're really spiny, like they're from Southwest Florida, that we should use those on special crafts. Like we made a video on, and we made a dough, I was going to say dough bowl. No, wait, no, not dough ball, a dough bowl. Rustic looking, they're pretty cool. I don't recall if we put candles in there or not. Alright, let's go a little bit farther now. See, it's a little heavier. I see a sand dollar. Stop. Close to each other. Here's one. Not that big. This other one just over here is about maybe 30 feet long, about a foot or so wide. Let me go on this side, and I'll let you walk through here. Trying to peek further out and see if there's a sand dollar. If you're new here and haven't checked in, I'll introduce myself again because there are always people coming and going. I'm Beach Bum and Dad. I make beachy videos from all across Florida. And when I have the chance, it's a little bit heavier here, like today, good connectivity and some good shelling going on, I'll go live. Been live from Pensacola all the way down south of Marco to the 10,000 Islands. And no one has said anything. Actually, the wind has died down a little bit. Alright, there's a little heavier spot up ahead. Let me know if I'm looking up ahead, so let me know if you do see a dolphin come up. But as I was saying, live streaming from all across Florida. When the conditions are right, I'll hit go. Some people live stream in a studio. Well, let's go check this spot. I live stream here from my office on the beach. Well, let's check out this one. Yep, that's a good one. That one will clean up nicely. Well, after I go and say, I just noticed it went out about connectivity, sometimes that happens. It happened quite a bit in the 10,000 Islands. I'll get a phone call. Yeah, that'll end the live stream. Alright, so let's look up here. Doesn't that sound like snow? Hear that? Oh, there's a lightning one. Oh, it's broken right there. And yes, I know what snow sounds like. I've worked in the Arctic, lived in the Midwest. There's an auger. There's a coral frag. Oh, there's another one. There we go. That's what we've been looking for. All right, Emmy, right before you take off, look at that. A beautiful Paul Newman shark eye. So thanks for walking with us, and you have a Merry Christmas as well. That is pretty awesome. All right, let me pan out a little bit so you can help me look through here. Let me turn because I could see this. I saw the ridges and the color. That's another nice Imperial Venus. All right, so look at how thick it is in here. Someone's working on their beach home. Oh, here's lettered olive. Nice scallop. Oops. Dropped it. Oh, there's a flat. There's a flat. All right, so I believe I saw two different people with scoopers. See, that's a mark. They were scooping like that. Or I should say, scraping. There's another one, there's one. But they missed that shark eye. I guess that's good for us because I was talking about shark eyes a little earlier. We hadn't seen one. And then, bam. See, you just stay out long enough. You stay out long enough, walk several miles, and shell consistently. Now I know some of you. Oh, look at this one. Look at that one. Hey, Miss Megan. Thanks for joining us from Oregon. That's pretty awesome. Look at this little spiny here. Teeny tiny one. Oh, and a flat. All right, hang on. Here's one. You saw me grab that one. And right there. Two of them. And an auger. All right, this is a good spot. Right at the start of this rack line, we found that shark eye. And I don't know if, well, look at that. There's Imperial Venus. If Miss Megan saw that one. But I had been talking about them all morning. And there was one. There's a little kitten's paw. Well, that's kind of interesting. Now, kitten's paws So that one was closed. I don't know how long it's been sitting here. Let's go down here and put it in the water. But it's been sitting there at least a day. Look at the water. All right. A couple times I've been down here putting light. Oh, look at that. Sand dollar make you holla. Right there. Do a good deed, and you get paid in sand dollars. Well, let's look along here. Even though it's relatively calm, you know, there's still a little splash factor here. And I've come down here sometimes and, you know, putting a shell out or just kind of peek in, and then you get soaked. 2-hour live stream on Pensacola Beach. That's pretty awesome. Oh, look at this black scallop. Look at that one. And another little olive. All right, I got a handful here. And one of them is that sand dollar. Look at all this. And if you're just popping in and saying hi, I don't accidentally hit the wrong button. Look at this one. After I save it, it'll be a fresh upload, and you can go back and watch it from the beginning. Okay, here's an auger. So see, someone just went running by. I remember when I was running on the beach, when I was still, oh, dropped the eye. There's an auger. When I was still marathon training, I'd be carrying, you know, find a starfish or a sand dollar or whatever. And I'm like, what do I do with all this? And I thought about, you know, stopping by a filling station or hiding them somewhere. And yeah, that was about the time when running was going out and shelling was taking over. Here's another Imperial Venus. There's that Paul Newman shark eye. There's one of our awesome flats. Put that in the flat bag. I should probably check that whelk. Yeah, see, that's the one right around the time I found that shark eye. It's the only whelk we've seen all morning, and it was broken. There's a pretty big jingle. I think we'll keep that one. Right, let's get the rest of these in here. All right. Let you peek a little bit more. And I'm gonna stand up. Oh, what was? Oh, look at that. What is chasing there? Little toonies. Look at that. Chasing the bait fish. Alright, I just checked the time and I know I have to head out. So thank y'all for coming out. If you haven't already given the video a thumbs up, give a thumbs up, share with a friend, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you back out on the beach. Again, thank you so much for being here. Y'all take care.